Mick Gordon, aka The Doom Guy, is an Australian composer, music producer, and sound designer, primarily known for his work on video games, one of which happens to be the Doom series. This man has attained a god status in the metal scene, but it's really refreshing to see that he enjoys guitar and meme videos like the rest of us mortals. In this video, I'm going to be giving you 5 ways on how you can make your music sound more like his. Now, in this video, I'm going to be using my Pokemon and Doom mashup as a reference on how to utilize these ideas. If you haven't seen that, I'm going to put it in a title card up here, so make sure you watch that and then come back to this. So the first way we're going to make our music sound even more like Mick Gordon or something from the Doom series is we're going to have a low-tuned instrument. So for this Pokemon cover, I used an 8-string guitar tuned to drop E. So this low string right here is a whole octave below our standard tuned guitar. Now, a way for you to kind of get around having to buy an 8-string guitar or a 7-string guitar is recording with a 6-string guitar and then using a function on your DAW to transpose the notes down so you can get even lower notes. Now, for the second way we can make our music sound more like his is we want to have a lot of industrial sounds in the music. So Mick Gordon utilized a lot of metal clanking, buttons being pushed, a lot of sounds sounding like a factory just kind of going off. So for my Pokemon cover, I had 5 atmosphere sounds, and I was really trying to bring in the feel of a factory, so there's a lot of like metal kind of clanking and just kind of buttons being sounded like they're being pushed. And that sounds like this. Now the next way we're going to make your music sound like it's from the Doom series is to utilize a lot of synthesizers. This can be to thicken up guitars or just add an extra layer of atmosphere. The way I kind of did this in my Pokemon cover is I added a very low synth in the beginning that bounces between both left and right stereo space. This was to kind of help out the bass in the song, but also to kind of give more of a sense of the stereo space. And that sounds like this in the mix. Now the next way we can make our music sound like it's from the Doom series is to take a sound and destroy it. And what I mean with this is, in my cover, I took the main kind of 8-bit melody of the song and just threw in a bunch of different effects a few times and then spliced up those parts together to kind of get a whole new sound. Now I'm going to show you the original sound and then how I spliced everything together to give it a really kind of crazy sound. And now I took that sound and then threw it through a bunch of different effects 5 times, and this is what I got when I had it all together, and then spliced each part in together and kind of panned it all different ways. And what I was really trying to get out of that is to really warp the sound in vastly different ways to really create something entirely new. And the last way we can make our music sound like Mick Gordon is really utilizing his methodologies when coming up with new sounds. There's a really good video about Mick Gordon on the GDQ channel, which I'll tag below, about his methodology behind him creating the Doom soundtrack. To kind of summarize what he went through in the video, he originally started with just synthesizers and didn't have a clear direction for the sound, but when he got some concept art with some red energy going between 2 rocks from some scene in the game, he thought to himself in his head, what would that sound like? And this started kind of a crazy idea for him to put a synthesizer through 4 different amps, all having different effects, creating a crazy kind of feedback sound to get a really, really wild sound that almost kind of sounds like a chainsaw being run through like a sine wave. But that all started because he thought to himself what this image would sound like if he kind of brought it to life. So if you're trying to really embody his sound, I really recommend taking some of the Doom kind of artwork and then just imagining what that would sound like created through music or sound. And that's going to do it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll catch you on the next one.